Hi, I'm Jeff Cohn, and I'm delighted to be here today for the fall edition of the Mayor's Corner. I'm here today with Mayor Joseph Rudess, and we're in a special place, and I'll let him tell you where that special place is.
Well, today we are shooting live from the University Park Golf Course and Conference Center. What a beautiful place. A lot of our residents don't know about this place, but we would definitely like them to start participating and enjoy some of the great amenities here in University Park.
Thank you, Mayor. It's a great pleasure to be. It's a beautiful day for this today, and I'm just delighted. In the state of Illinois, our COVID numbers are getting better in terms of the positivity rate, and I'm just delighted just to have the opportunity to be here with you today, Mayor. We got a lot to cover, and I know that there's a lot of things that you want to share with your viewing audience, so why don't we just go ahead and get started right away?
Let's get started right away, Jeff.
Okay, good. I understand that you have the Mayor's State of the Village address and town hall meeting coming up very soon, and I would like for you to share with your stakeholders and viewing audience, what is that event?
Well, Jeff, when I first got elected, I promised the residents that we will have annual town hall meetings. We had one when I first got in, and unfortunately due to COVID, the one in the spring had to be rescheduled because COVID was at its height, right, and everybody was very confused on what was going on. Okay. So this is the opportunity now that we've got the social distancing, we've got kind of things under control, and we understand the mechanisms. So what we're going to have this Saturday, September 26th, is we're going to have a town hall meeting. And at this town hall meeting, first of all, there will be outdoor seating. There'll be 50 to 75 seats outdoors that are socially distanced. They'll also be virtually streamed live on YouTube. Oh, nice. So there's an opportunity for people who want to actively participate to sit in the audience. Okay. And there, for those who don't want to come and participate in the audience, then there's also the opportunity to watch it on YouTube live as we move forward. And what this State of the Union address is going to cover, it's going to cover some topics regarding aqua water, and it's also going to talk about the state of the village, and what the progress that we're making as a new administration, as a new mayor. It's going to highlight some of the things that what's going on as we move forward, such as our street resurfacing, our town center renovation. And as we sit here today, right now, our town center parking lot is being converted now, and the whole parking lot is being resurfaced and redone as we speak right now. This is a parking lot which is in the center of our community, which we would consider our downtown area, which has a little bit of the old and new in there, and is very convenient for our residents. And it has been sitting in disrepair for some time. So I'm proud to say, on my watch, and thank God for our village manager, who is extremely aggressive, who believes in dotting those I's and crossing those T's. It was just recently passed by the city council on Tuesday. Nice. We were able to talk with those contractors and get them out immediately, which is a great thing. Great caveats and great work, Miss Ernestine Berry Beck Fulgham, our village manager. I love it. We're very aggressive in getting things done and returning the community back to the residents. Speaking of our town center, and I'm going to go a little ahead of myself. Okay. But I'm also proud to say that they're 70% occupied in our town center. Okay. We have a couple of leases to approve in upcoming city and council meetings, but it looks like all things are a go as we speak right now. So it's 70% occupied, and we're looking for 100% of capacity. So the town center has been historically troubled and in the past, and so that is a focus of your administration and your leadership during your tenure. I would say yes, absolutely. Proud to say that. Good. So, you know, just coming back to something else that's been a part of your focus as well, how are your efforts coming along for the Regal Farm property in terms of funding its renovation and getting it back to operation again? Well, I gotta say, it's going quite well, and I must give thanks and kudos to where they belong. Trustee Jenkins, it has been a passion of hers. She has been spearheading the progress at Regal Farm. Together we have worked on procuring state grants and she's had major cleanup days. She's brought in people from out of Will County, laborers unions, some of our community block club members, and she's been doing a fantastic job and getting that done. I can't do everything by myself, but when we have members of our board of trustees working that hard, it makes things a lot easier for the mayor. So again, kudos to trustee Sonia Bell Jenkins for all that she is doing to help us improve our community and improve the quality of life around Regal Farm.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Good, and I'm glad to hear that. I mean, it takes a team to really make a village work and click at a high level for the stakeholders. So I'm glad to hear that your trustees are working as a team to make that happen for the village of University Park.
They're aggressive and they're business minded, and it works. It basically benefits all of the residents.
Mayor, I know that the pools and parks have been also very important to you in terms of bringing them back online for use for the village residents. Can you tell us about where the park district referendum stands right now?
Well, we have language out already. The attorneys have drafted language. And once we have I'm going to have a meeting with the Board of Trustees, because we all understand the vital importance of having activities for our youth, our middle-aged people, and our senior citizens. So with the Park District, it's formed a little bit differently than the Park and Recreation, but it's a better way of delivery of services for our residents. And we've been a Park and Recreation department since the inception of the community. And now the trends now, after the research and study, park districts are very effective if they are run properly. So it will be a great benefit to the village, and it's trending forward. We cannot continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect to get different results. We all know that's insanity, all right?
Right.
So I'm quite sure that we will pass this. We need 100 signatures on a petition for a park district, and this can be voted on in the April 21 consolidated election. That's the way for the village to go.
So what are you asking the village residents in terms of what's the value to them and to actually sign it and to go forth with this?
Well, with those 100 signatures required, we can submit it to the county and we can get that as a referendum on the ballot and let the taxpayers make their decision. At least give them an option. If they say yes and vote yes for a park district, then it's a win-win for everybody. If they say no, we have to come back to the drawing board and we have to find out a different way of providing those same services and outreaches to the community. Because there's one thing for sure, the community deserves that. And it services everybody. It services everybody. There are programs and Meals on Wheels for our seniors, and there are opportunities for our young people, training programs. There's a vast variety of those things that can happen.
And you know, there's a lot of dollars out there, grant dollars.
Grant eligible money, absolutely.
For parks and rec programs, particularly during the COVID era, to try to get people, to get parent support for kids, you know, during the COVID pandemic as well. So
you're absolutely right.
Yeah, so good luck with that. So you've been talking that there are a lot of street resurfacing projects going on in the village right now. And so is there an additional update? You talked about the parking lot at the Town Hall Center, but what about the streets resurfacing?
I'll tell you what. It was always our goal. We did an analysis on some of the worst streets in the town, and I must say that it was a good analysis, but it was a little more expensive than we thought. After reviewing with the engineers about Abbott Lane and Amherst Lane, it appears that there's not just going to be a resurfacing effort there. There has been such deferred maintenance on those streets that there's going to have to be a complete reconstruction of that street. Unfortunately, at this time, we don't have the money to get Abbott or Amherst repaired and done the right way, because there has been always drainage problems in those areas, and over the years the drainage problems have sunken below the surface. So when they go down, they're going to go maybe even 48 inches or something under the surface. It all has to do with sewage and drainage. So it's a major reconstruction project, which we're going to challenge in 2021. So those things aren't going to be put off on the back burner anymore. We're just going to have more funds and more ability to get Abbott and Amherst done in the year of 2021. But the good news about that, the City Council just approved the whole resurfacing of Farmview Avenue, which is one of the third worst streets in the town. So Farmview will get resurfaced before the construction season is over with, and meaning this year of 2020.
Okay.
Don't be surprised if Farmview, they don't start construction on Farmview within the next 2 weeks, that it shall get done. Also, on road resurfacing, and the railroad crossing has always been a sore. When you go over that railroad tracks, there are bumps and potholes that are just phenomenally damaging to people's cars. We've just passed the city council again. I have a fantastic city council who understands the passion, who understands the need, and now there's clear direction and plans on moving forward. So again, I am very pleased to announce that before November of 2020, that railroad crossing is going to be addressed. It's not going to be cold patch. It's going to be resurfaced. It's going to be additional signage on there on the east and the west side of that railroad tracks. That's in partnership with the Village of University Park, the Illinois Commerce Commission, and CNN Railroad. What great partners to have. So the residents can look forward to a smooth transition over the railroad tracks and don't have to worry about finding who's going to be responsible for my broken rim, my axle, things of that nature. So we hear what the residents say.
Sure.
Give us a little time and we'll get to those points as we're moving at a space that warp speed, because the urgency is there.
Yeah, that's an excellent update. I mean, that's something that you talked about in the past, and it's good to hear that progress is actually being made on that. Is that something that's going to take place this year, or is that on the...
That project will be finished before November of 2020.
This year?
This year. It's an active thing because our deadline, we must have that project completed by November of 2020.
Okay, excellent.
Yes, we've got the bids and everything. Everything is signed and squared to go. So we're shovel ready, buddy.
Good.
Shovel ready. Residents, we are shovel ready, and we're going to address those issues that have been plaguing our community for a long period of time.
So the resurfacing is one of your big themes for this summer. So you got the parking lot done. You're going to have the crossing done, and any other resurfacing that we forgot about?
If there are going to be some small parts of some other streets, once they do an analysis of it, we might be able to get some small curb cuts on some places.
Sure.
But those main projects will get accomplished before this season is over with.
Excellent. All right, I'm looking forward to our next Mayor's Corner and to give that update in terms of where that status is on that project.
I'm very happy about that.
Another big theme that you had, or area of focus, was the actual boarded up and vacant home throughout the Village of University Park. And there was a major aspiration of yours to bring those back on the tax rolls, to get them rehabbed. Where does that project stand for you and the village trustees?
Well, I've got to say again, thank you to one of my trustees. Trustee Shirley Bowden has been working with me hand in hand, side by side, in economic development. And we've got a program now. We just passed the recently crime-free housing ordinance. I think we spoke about that recently. But now we've got a program that we're going to have accountability on all those vacant and abandoned homes. And we're in the plans of looking at doing our own housing authority for the community, where we control our housing stock, and the outsiders that don't have the same value as we do don't have it anymore. We will have our own housing authority, which we can control and make sure that we're an aesthetically clean community. Right. So those are some of the plans for getting those abandoned and boarded up homes on. And as you ride through the town, you'll see tons of work being done on a bunch of homes. Right. So things are working in a positive direction.
So investors are coming in and rehabbing the homes?
Absolutely not. See, I'm one of those guys, Jeff, that I always believe the cup is half full and we're almost there. I'm always going to be positive, even through the midst of a storm, because there's light at the end of the tunnel. And that light is becoming bigger and bigger each and every day.
Okay, so the code enforcement that you and the trustees passed, I think maybe 2 months ago.
Yes, the crime-free housing.
The crime-free housing. That's playing a major role in this?
Oh, that plays a major role.
How so?
At one time, Jeff, and I'll use you as an example, if you don't mind, that you can be a landlord and have as many tenants in and out, but no one knew who the landlord was, no one knew who the tenants were. So now what happens now, they have to report in with the police department. We know who the landlord is, and we know who the tenants are. Nice. So there's a sense of accountability, not of landowners or homeowners, investors, they don't just come in and have the free run. There's going to be some requirements now that they have. And if they don't want to meet the requirements, invest somewhere else, because we want to know who's in our community, what they're doing, and what their intentions are. Because there's a standard here in University Park that people have to live up to. This is not a town where you can come do as you want.
You don't want slumlords throughout your community.
Oh, who does? I know. As long as I'm marrying on my watch, absolutely not.
Good,
and it's a work in progress.
All right.
But the longest journey always begins with the first step. So the first steps have already been made toward that goal.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm sure the residents are cooperating on this effort, on this cleanup effort as well.
And look at it. Would you want to live next to a house that's been burned down and sitting boarded up for years and years?
No.
You want your property values to increase. And I want every resident's property values to increase, and slowly but surely with a decrease in their real estate taxes. And that's the plan. And that's the way we get there. So all these small steps, my ultimate goal is, if it's done in this first term, if God's willing, and if God's willing for me to go a second term, then we will definitely drive those property taxes down. Yeah, that's the goal, Jeff.
Well, good. Let's get them back on the property tax rolls then, okay?
Absolutely.
There's been a lot of positive things happening also in special events. I understand that you all had the classic car
it's
in
upcoming.
back to school. Oh, it's upcoming.
It's upcoming, yeah.
In the back to school parade.
We had the back to school parade.
You had that. So, this is worded just a little bit differently. So tell us about the classic car that's forthcoming then.
Okay, our town hall meeting is on the 26th, this upcoming Saturday. And the following, the Sunday, the 27th, we're going to start at 3 o'clock to 7 p.m. It's custom and classic cars. This is a showboat where people can bring out their custom and classic cars, listen to the sounds of Motown, and the music will be played by 106.3 Power 106.3. Let me give them their propers. DJ Little John, which will be spinning all the music with the Motown Classic. This is another opportunity for people just to come and unite and get together. And guess what? They're going to be doing this in a brand new paved town center. Ain't that something?
That is going to be something.
The town center is not going to get striped this weekend, but following Monday or Tuesday, they're going to come back and restripe it. Oh, man, fantastic news. So the Motown Music Car Show, and our host is Big Stu. Big Stu is a guy who does car shows all over the state of Illinois. And we're going to have customs and classic cars out there. And it's going to be just a great event to have people unified together.
And obviously, COVID safe too.
Everything is COVID safe, socially distancing. Thanks to our fire chief, he gave us a great diagram on how we can socially do this thing, and we're good. We're good. So residents, please come out and bring the children to see some of the cars, some of the classics. Listen to the great sounds of Motown.
You guys have been busy. The mayor's office of special events has been very busy. So.
Well, Jeff, let me just touch on that for a minute.
All right.
In lieu of not having a park district or park and recreation, the community still has to have vibrancy. They have to have get back. They have to have an opportunity for socialization, even in the midst of a storm. These ladies work this thing as it's a regular job. Let me remind you, these are volunteers from the community who have a passion. And they take a lot of scrutiny, unnecessary scrutiny at times, because they're volunteers and they're devoting their time. Sometimes I look around and say, these are full-time workers.
Wow.
But their heart's in the right place. And we're just asking our residents to come out and help out and be supportive. There's enough negativity in the world. With the Black Lives Matter, with the police brutality, with COVID-19, and with this major election going on. So, I give my hat off to those ladies who diligently volunteer to give their time and effort, because they just want to have a better place to live.
Sure. Are they busy planning anything for Halloween?
Oh, my. You talked about Halloween. Yes, they are. Jeff, we tried a drive-in movie earlier in the season. I think there were 25 cars total counted, and there was a cost associated with it. So this year, for this last event, we're going to have a drive-in movie free of cost, a trunk of treat, music, and all kind of events in our newly paved town center. Again, and I think the movie's going to start at 6 or 7 since it's getting darker a little bit earlier, but there's going to be a safe environment where children can feel safe. Go to the trunk of a car, get their treats, go and with their parents or their relatives, sit in the car and watch a scary movie on Halloween night, because Halloween actually comes on a Saturday.
Oh, okay, so that's going to be a special day then.
So it's a great special day. No work, all play, and guess what? No cost. Thank you to our sponsors.
And your volunteers.
And our volunteers, absolutely.
Good. You know, it's important to focus on positivity, though, because like you said, the glass, you can either look at the glass as half empty or half full. And there's some people just walk through life looking at that glass half full and can't even change how they look at it.
I'm always optimistic, and I must say, every time I see that glass, we're almost there.
So the thing I like about this show and doing the Mayor's Corner with you is that you're telling the story. Because you said you're going to do some things, you're coming back and you're telling the village residents and the stakeholders of the village exactly what's being done. And the one thing that I can say in terms of sitting here with you over the last year is that there are things being done.
Well, I just got to say, thank God, because I couldn't do it by myself. Thank God for giving me an opportunity to work with a board that is aggressive and understands the passion and the need of the community.
Yeah.
We've been without for so long.
Sure.
But again, the rear view mirror is such a small picture. When we drive, we look through that big window, and that's what we're looking at.
I love it. Good.
Absolutely.
And I take my hat off too, because it takes a team.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
does take a team.
I couldn't do it without
you
them.
and your trustees and the administration. It takes a team to get these big things done.
Mm-hmm.
So as we come to our conclusion here, you still got that big old Amazon project that's taking place in the community as well that sometimes people forget about. You got Amazon in the village of University Park, and sometimes people forget that it's there. Well, that's a big feat in and of itself. What's going on with that, with the industrial park?
Well, listen, the industrial park is blooming, and unfortunately right now I can't say about what's actually going on because there are going to be some other major and economic development announcements that's only going to just put University Park on the map. It brings an additional couple of hundred blue-collar jobs, and it's fantastic. When you bring companies such as an Amazon, they drive the economic engine because there's going to a mass flow of people, 800 people, 3 work shifts, 24/7, 365.
Okay.
So investors are looking at this area, which is our Cicero corridor,
right,
in Will County, right on the other side of Cook County, where there's better breaks and better benefits for businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So Will County is booming, and here in University Park, in Eastern Will County, we are leading the way in economic growth and development. We are moving forward, and people might not understand the effects of an Amazon right now,
mm-hmm,
but 2 years down the line, once we start seeing their revenue added to our annual budget, because that's a projected revenue that we're going to be getting every single year, they'll start seeing the effects of what a great community partner as Amazon does. And by the way that you speak of Amazon, we're going to do a groundbreaking plan for October 20th of 2020 this year at the Amazon site. So it's really, really moving. We've got new money for Cicero Avenue. Again, thank you to our village manager, Ernestine, because she was able to go back to 2007 and recapture $1.2 million that was set aside from our former Congressman Jesse Jackson Jr. and our former engineers, the Baxman and Woodman Group, and recapture that $1.2 million. And Cicero is going to be a beautiful corridor. It's going to be aesthetically beautiful, trees and lighting. And not just to mention, Cicero is the front entrance to the proposed third airport. So whether you're going to the third airport, University Park will be the last town that you leave out before you get into the gate. And when you're going north from the airport, University Park will be the first town that you go through on the east and the west. So Cicero will be the main corridor to the airport, and Black Hawk will be the second corridor. So University Park is uniquely situated, very, very good. It's an explosion going on. And I just can't say anything more but thank God, because it's our season. And he chose me. He chose me to be the head of leading this, and he chose his board of trustees because the people in this town love University Park. What a great place to live. Look where we are.
Look at the golf course.
Look at it.
I mean, if the towns have golf courses that look like
we have
this.
2 golf courses, one owned by the municipality and one at Deer Creek on Western Avenue.
Deer Creek.
A beautiful Pine Lake, a beautiful 4-year university, which I'm proud to say we have a brand new president, Dr. Cheryl Green there, the first African-American president, if I can remember, of Governor State University. And also, I got to tell you this, we just passed an ordinance on Tuesday. Governor State is now bringing their golf team back to University Park's golf course. I mean, there's so many things going on. It's just...
Now, you said that was going to be done, and it's done already?
It's done, Doc.
That's done already?
It's done. It's done.
For next season?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is going to be the real campus, the real college town, the real town that drives economics and provides and gives delivery of services back to the residents. So if you don't have a home here now, you better come on now, because they're going to be all sold out, and maybe we'll start building again.
The price is right, right?
The price is right now. Absolutely. You can get a house at a good price with a nice yard, nice backyard, nice amenities. We're working, man. We're dusting off the diamond that's been here a long, long time.
Well, you know what? I'm excited to be a part of the journey, watching this journey, as I said earlier, and just to watch the energy and the positivity that's increasing, not only in the village of University Park, but in our region. We now have 3 Amazons in the region that's taking place. We've got the 3rd airport that's seriously being considered now.
Yeah.
And we have leadership in place that has a vision. And so it's just really exciting. So now the residents have to do their part. There's some people that are just going to focus on the past.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But you know what? I serve them just as well.
There you go.
There's no discrimination about anybody. It's for every single body. With me, against me, with somebody, it doesn't matter. It's about for the people. Okay. And you know, I would be bad not to say something. Miss Claudia Webb has really stepped up her doggone game. She's working in a field that's kind of unfamiliar to her, but she's dealing with these phone calls and doing this calendar, and she's keeping me abreast. Claudia Webb has been a diamond in the rough. You know,
excellent.
She's trying extremely hard to fit in and just be an advocate for the people, an advocate for me, because I have a busy calendar. I'm going to give Neva a copy of what my calendar looks like.
Okay.
They say this is part-time. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Thank goodness that my occupation gives me the ability to work from home and still get my things.
Beautiful.
But my wife knows, and anybody who knows me, there's nothing part-time about me. I have to go all the way or none of the way. And you know what? Without those people inspiring me, because, you know, there are critics out there who say they're all kind of negatory things, but I'm going to stay focused, because, you know what? If they didn't say that, that means I'm not doing anything.
There you go.
So the more they say that, the more I'm going to do.
Got to have haters.
Yeah. You know, well, that's okay.
Have a couple.
That's okay. That's okay.
They say you got to have a couple. If you don't have a couple, you're not doing your job.
But that's okay. You know what? I love them just as well, and they're not going to be treated any differently to anyone else. So it's all good. It's all. So
as we wrap up for the town hall meeting that's coming up this Saturday, can the residents partake in that?
Oh, absolutely. There'll be a question and answer session for the residents, and we're going to do as best as we can to answer all the questions that are going to ask. We're not going to answer redundant or overlapping or negative or derogatory comments.
Okay.
And you know, we're inviting people, and we're going to have someone from U.S. Senator Durbin's office, as not himself. Congresswoman Kelly has made it a point to be there. She has limited time. She's going to be there for 1 hour.
Okay.
Senator Patrick Joyce will be there. Anthony DeLuca. So we're going to have a host of dignitaries. Debbie Myers Martin. So everybody's interested in what's going on in University Park, and these people are standing in unison as we try to get our water situation squared away and get reparations and move forward with our residents for our community. Okay.
Be nice at the next Mayor's Corner to give an update on the water, and we'll take care of that after the town hall.
And today is what's today? The 24th?
24th.
Today there's going to be an investigative interview on Channel 9 at 9 tonight, talking about University Park and our water scenario.
Good. I hope the residents catch that. So, Mayor, this is your Mayor's Corner. We've covered all of the formal things that we wanted to discuss. So I turn it back over to you to close out the interview for today. And so the floor is yours.
Okay. This is one thing I would like to say. University Park residents, we are doing okay with our census. We only have a couple of days. The deadline is September 30th. If you have not done your census, please do your census. It helps every single one. We cannot afford to lose a congressional seat or any dollars that will be allocated for our community. So please go out, do your census. They're going to be at the town hall meeting on Saturday. They're going to be at the car show on Sunday. Okay. They're going to be voter registration drive. So if you're not registered to vote, you're going to have that opportunity. If you have not done your census work, you're going to have that opportunity. So please come out, participate, help make your community a better place with your participation. It's not much I'm always asking the residents, but this time, residents, I need you guys. Please come out if you have not done your census.
Thank you, Mayor Rudaz. It's been a great pleasure to do your fall edition of the Mayor's Corner. I look forward to being with you in the future and getting the next update, but keep up the good work, okay? I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And please come to the town hall meeting one way or another, in person or virtually.